Whatever stage of life that we're in, the fundamentals we're going to talk about will make a measurable difference for you, but you're going to have to decide what's right for you. So all I'm trying to tell you is, today, think of this as a second opinion. Think of this as the most important subject of your life, even though you may not have made it that way. So what do we want to start out this session? Well, we might start out with seeing what causes most businesses to fail. Because even though we want to succeed, you got to know what to avoid, as well as then what would you have to do to make your business grow geometric. And the biggest reasons businesses fail, and by the way, the number is 96% of businesses fail over a 10-year period of time. 4% make it. Now I say make it, that doesn't mean they're even profitable. It means they're still in business. We want to create a system that allows you to succeed in both areas, life and your enterprise. By the way, which one would you say is more valuable? Which one? That's not how most people live the game. Most people make it the enterprise. And as they make it the enterprise, they wake up and they have a tremendous amount of economic success if they're successful. And what's ironic is what makes you successful may not make you fulfilled. My number one belief about leadership is you're a servant. Here's what I mean specifically. The word hero, that is in the archetype of like men and you and I bet. Is it true that inside of you really want to be the best? You want to create the best, share the best, do the best? Is that a metaphor for you in your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. So I think people in this room tend to have that as their metaphor. So all of us at some level, man or woman, wants to be a hero. The word hero in its Latin root means servo. Servo means servant. It actually means slave. The hero, why they're the hero, has become the ultimate servant to something larger than themselves. People and so forth. Think of it as something that isn't a should, but a total what? A must to master, because if you master this, everything else you can dream of is available to you. And if you fail to master this, everything else goes to the wayside. I mean, I meet people all the time in relationships and they want relationship therapy. And I say, you know what you gotta do? You gotta exercise, you gotta work out, you gotta lose some weight. You guys are just so tired, there couldn't possibly be any passion. When you're exhausted, there is no passion. And you'll say, okay, well, I'm gonna really work on a plan. By the way, does that mean it's free sailing? Well, the world we're in today with changing economies, changing technology, changing competition, there are companies like Lehman Brothers that, combined revenues would be $1 trillion over a decade or so. They're gone, as we all know. So what is the biggest mistake we make? Well, there are many. But if you look first to see what business is, you'd say, what really makes someone succeed in business? You go to somebody like Peter Drucker, probably one of the most brilliant business minds of the last century. And so there's a big pull in our culture to go for what's most successful, what will reward you culturally with respect or acknowledgement or stars on your chart or economic rewards, thinking that will give us freedom. But how many of you have been very successful in business and not been free, i.e. your business, as it got more successful, demanded even more from you? How many have had this experience? Say aye. So what I want to really make sure that comes out of this is an evaluation of what your real gifts are that are going to fulfill you. The person who thinks they're going to lead by demand or by position can only lead for a short period of time. But the person whose idea is serving, as my belief is, if you can find a way to take any group of people and help them to experience their needs at a richer, deeper level than anyone else, then together you guys can get anything done. Anything. Now, it may not work the first time, but together you can get to that point. Because needs are ultimately what we're after. We're not after the vehicle we think we're after. You want $1 billion, then you get it. I got plenty of clients, and I will tell you, it is not the end game. Move! You don't need this long plan. You just gotta move. We're living in a society where nobody moves anymore. What do we like today? A lot of people get injured today. They don't get injured smashing into people, playing football, and anything else. They get injured typing, right? Picking up a pencil. That's how people get hurt today, because we don't use everything anymore. We live in a box. And everybody agrees, the two things that business is really all about that Peter said way back when is it's all about innovation and marketing. What do those words mean? Innovation means finding a better way to meet your client's needs than anybody else does. That's the only way to become wealthy and sustain it. Anybody can make money, but if you're going to be successful in business and sustain that success over years and over decades and really build a brand, something you're proud of, something that will give you the rewards you deserve, then you have to find a way to add more value to other people's lives than anybody else is doing. That comes from constantly innovating, finding a better way to deliver. Because many of you are living a script around your life that involves having an enterprise when really that may not be your true nature. That's not to say you can't do it. It just means you can do it and you'll be stressed out of your life, stressed out of your mind. And so one of the things we want to find out is how much of that is natural as a problem, how much of that is maybe unnatural. Unnatural meaning you're having problems right now that you shouldn't be having at this stage of development. And so then they go after their second billion. Or you think it's getting married, and then you get it and you find out it's not the end game. There's certain needs that have to be there, and the ultimate needs are growing and giving. Because you only can feel so good filled up by yourself. So my core belief is I gotta serve. If I serve, I can lead. Because I believe motive does matter. If my motive is just to get you to do something for me, there's a certain amount of power that I can get to do that if I strategize, if I think, if I feel, and also if it serves a greater good, even if I don't intend it. But you can have the most innovative product and service, and I'm sure you've seen this in your own business life at times. Maybe you've seen somebody else and you know you have a better product or you have a better service, and yet somebody else is kicking your butt. Why is that? Because they're doing better on the marketing side. Think about it. If a child is brand new and they have a problem with controlling their bladder, that's a natural problem, isn't it? But if you're 50 and you have this problem, you got a challenge. If a brand new business has a cash flow challenge, it's a problem, but it's a natural problem. If it's a business that's been around 5 or 10 years and it's got a cash flow problem, you got a real abnormal problem. Maybe you got a problem that's even life-threatening to the business. If the bumblebee goes to try to get the nectar it wants, its selfish goal, I believe there's a higher power that guides it all. And when that bumblebee goes, it doesn't intend to give anything but pollen sticks to its legs. As it goes about trying to get what it wants, that's how flowers are created. I really believe that everything has a web of connection. Because unfortunately, the best product doesn't always win. Is McDonald's the best hamburger in the world? I doubt it. I don't like to hurt anybody's feelings on that one. But what happens is people think if I have just the best product, that's enough. We really have to be the best marketers today as well. Sometimes those problems have to do with the fact that you don't understand the stage of development you're in. The most important element is for you to be able to do this, to be able to establish, most importantly, where you really are in your life today. Where are you? And where do you really want to go? If your intent is to serve yourself, you're still going to serve something more than yourself, and you're going to get a certain amount of insight. If your intent and your motive is to serve something yourself, but also something more, just your kids, then I believe you get a different level of insight. And because you're serving more of what serves life. It's not just me. It's me and my family. If you're trying to serve a community, I believe you get a different level of insight.